With Africa's 9 qualification spots now filled, attention turns to the runners-up table. Only one chance for one more team to make their North American dreams come true. SC, that runners-up table is tough. We have Gabon topping that table, DR Congo second, Cameroon third on that table on 15 points, and Nigeria on 15 points. How does that runners-up table work, really?
Look, it doesn't matter who tops it. We've got the top 4 in the runners-up group, and that's what's important. Now, we're going to look at Group E. The reason I'm looking at Group E is because it complicates the whole entire groups. Okay. You remove Eritrea from the group.
Eritrea, okay.
And automatically, what you're going to do in Group E, you're automatically going to do for all the other groups, from Group A to Group I. So you're going to remove the last bottom teams. So now let's look at Group C. Group C is Nigeria, right? So Nigeria plays Zimbabwe twice, and they got 2 points from Zimbabwe. Yes. So you're going to remove those points. When you remove those points, it gives them the number of points that you see that we're currently looking at on our screen, which is 15 points that are sitting bottom. Now, in layman's terms, when we explain it, there's a game that played before Nigeria, which is the Burkina Faso game. And we saw that Burkina Faso were quite excited about making it to the runners-up group, which is they were sitting on number 4, which puts them in that group to qualify for an opportunity to go to the World Cup, you know. Nigeria wasn't there. So advantage to Nigeria because they had seen this match and they had seen the goal difference that Burkina Faso had, which puts them in a good position to come into their match guns blazing. Yes. The 4th goal that they score in their match later on, which is Nigeria, puts them at a better position than Burkina Faso. That's why now when you look at the group, you see that Burkina Faso is sitting on number 5. We only need 4 teams.
Oh, wow. So that would explain the wild celebrations. You know, Frank Onyeka is a defensive midfielder. I thought like the stadium was celebrated because he scored a goal for once in his career. I didn't know it had like deeper significance.
It was a huge goal for Nigeria to score because the goal difference now puts them at a better position, because if you look at Burkina Faso, they're sitting on a +6, and now Nigeria, with the 4th goal they scored, they're sitting on a +7. So automatically it pushes out Burkina Faso and puts Nigeria in that position. Hence Nigeria had to win their match.
So SC, 4 teams left. There are going to be 4 games played to determine the last team standing from group that could possibly represent Africa. How would this work?
Look, they have to knock each other out. It's a knockout phase, and all these 4 teams are going to play one another. And once they've found the last man standing, it doesn't matter who it is.
So 2 teams will play in the final.
Yes, 2 teams will play in the final. Okay. Any team that's going to win that final will have an opportunity to play in the Interconfederations Cup, Intercontinental Cup, qualifiers for the World Cup with other nations.
So you mean that last team doesn't automatically qualify?
No, unfortunately not. Remember what has happened in our groups. It's exactly what's happening with other groups in the other continents.
Oh my goodness. So there's still so much to play for. I mean, Cameroon, that would explain why they actually kind of stopped playing in their game. They didn't want to concede more and get into trouble on the runners-up table.
And to run it over and probably not confuse people a little bit, to put it in a simple way for a layman's term, you have a game that you're playing against me and you.
Yes.
You get a red card. One of your players gets a red card in that game. I need to balance it out when we play the shootouts, the penalty shootouts, meaning that we're going to have 10 on the same number of players, meaning 10 players that are going to kick the penalty spots, and the 11th player, we're not going to count any points that we're going to get out of them.
SC, explain to me something. I know it's very simple, but I wanted to find out something about South Africa and why that game against Rwanda was very, very important to this runners-up table for South Africa, for example. It seems like Bafana were avoiding this table. Why is that?
Look, it's the long route. We don't want to go that route, I think, when you look at it. So to put it easier, South Africa had to win their group. And remember, South Africa had a sanction that they were dealing with, and it put them in this whole entire mess. Had it not been for that, I think South Africa would have qualified thoroughly. But other than that, when you look at it from that instance, it says that South Africa needed to beat the last game they had. They needed to win their last game. And literally they did that. And they needed a favor from Nigeria as well to beat Benin, because Benin at that point in time was sitting on top of the group. So if, for instance, if Benin had won their game, it would have pushed South Africa out. And why it would have pushed South Africa out, it would be because of the Zimbabwe game that they won with the 4 points they had from Zimbabwe. So when you look at Nigeria, Nigeria had only 2 points from that game. So which had automatically put them in the runners group at 4th after pushing out Burkina Faso.
Oh, wow. This is so interesting. Essie, wow. It's
complicated.
It's complicated, but it's clearer now to me. I hope it's clearer to you watching at home how this runners up table works. Anyway, we'll be giving you so much more coming from this runners up table, the 13th of November and the 16th of November are dates you should put in your diary. We'll be going on a short break. Up next, we'll be talking about the Super Cup and so much more. Stay tuned.